What's up, guys? Video 3 for this week is The Academy Is. So, kind of disappointed. They only have 3 albums. The last album was in 2008, and they just went off. I don't know, went off to do whatever. I don't know if they went and worked with other bands, or if that was one of those rough kind of I hate these guys. I'm gonna do my own solo stuff. I didn't look into that. I might, but it's just their albums are really, really good. The first album was in 2005. It was an album called Almost Here. Spot on. Their next album was in 2007 called Santi. That one's probably their best. Fast Times at Barrington High is really, really good. That was released in 2008. That's whenever I started listening to them, was in 2008, probably with a lot of other people. Their single that I listened to the most and remember is About a Girl. That song, I didn't listen to anything else from them. I don't know why. I just didn't want to jump on the bandwagon that all my friends were on at that time of oh, the Academy is this and that, blah, blah, blah. I just was yeah, whatever. And then I heard this song, I heard About a Girl, and I was okay, this song's good. Just being stupid. It was just this one's good, but screw the rest, even though I had never listened to them. So, I was you know what? I'm going to download their albums. I'm going to listen to all of them. And then I found out that there's only 3. And then I listened to the first one, and then realized that they're a good band, and it was kind of bummed. But it's kind of like your typical 2005 to 2009 or 10 emo music, but it's got more, to me, it's got more substance than a lot of the other emo music did. It's not just, not to say that all emo music is whining and all that stuff, because I know that's a stereotype that people put on emo, because emo is short for emotional. Duh. But it just had more thought put into their music. It seemed like it was young guys. Their first album seemed like it was young guys. They got a record deal, or they just recorded the album on their own. I think they got a record deal. I don't think they did the independent thing. But they liked making music, and they were young, gung-ho about it, and they released this album, and then it started to pick up. And you can really, really tell their excitement for, wait a minute, people like our music? We're good at this? This isn't just something that we're doing for fun? They brought that into their second album, Santi, and that album, like I said, I listened to it, and it definitely went up on my list of favorite albums ever. And because there's a couple of times where they sound a little bit like Justin Pierre from Motion City Soundtrack, lead singer Motion City Soundtrack, and they just kind of rotate, and they go, okay, they go into their own thing, and then they kind of throw some. I think it was this album where they threw a solo in there, and it was kind of a surprise, but it was a damn good surprise because it flowed well, and it just kind of made me look back on myself and remind myself that you weren't that into music as much as you thought you were back then, because you completely shunned the Academy Is. And I don't even know why. Like I said, I don't know if it was because my friends were into it and I was oh, that's their thing, that's cool, I got my music over here, which I did. I still listen to a lot of different music. But I don't know. I was just kind of kicking myself for this one, because I was you could have been listening to this for years, and 12 years, right? Did I do that right? Yeah, 12 years. Well, 12 from the last one. Anyways, but you could have been listening to this for a while, and for some reason you decided not to. So if you are a fan of Motion City Soundtrack, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance, although they don't really sound like My Chemical Romance, that My Chemical Romance is basically top of the line when it comes to emo genre. because that's My Chemical Romance. I mean, goodness, My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco. I'm not a huge fan of Fall Out Boy, but they are on my phone. And it's definitely, if you have not gotten into them, or if you didn't get into them whenever you were young like me and they were popular, 2005, 2008, definitely go back and listen to these albums. Each album is it's around like an hour, 40 minutes to 50 minutes, 56 minutes, something like that is each album. So, I mean, obviously it's going to take you a little bit if you want to sit down and listen to it all the way through like I did. But it's definitely worth a try to just start at their album Almost Here and continue on. It doesn't matter how long you take it, just start there and then listen to it and really process their ability to make music and how much they changed. Now, I know I talked about their transition between Almost Here and Santi, how they put a lot of their into Santi. It kind of felt like the Fast Times at Barrington High was like, okay, we're done, deuces. We're gonna throw out as much as we got, but we don't got much. It was a good album, don't get me wrong. About a Girl, like I said, will always be one of my favorite songs, but it didn't catch me as much as Santi, and that may be, once again, my fault. It may be because I was so gung-ho about Santi. I was like, yes, this next album is going to be sick. And then it was, mildly diseased. It just wasn't as good. But don't ever go into anything with the opinion of somebody else. Listen to it yourself with a clear mind. Tell me what you think. If you didn't listen to him before and you listen to him now, tell me why. If you didn't listen to him before and you would much rather pass, even after listening to him now, tell me why. I want to hear it. So, thanks guys for watching.